What's up, people? So today I'm gonna do a different type of video. I'm going to do what I'd like to call a Healthy Helperton video. So a few days ago I was on the Steam forums, and for ARK Survival Evolved to be specific. So a guy makes a post where he's discussing, his Nitrado server, having some issues. He's not quite happy, with how things are rocking and rolling with the service, so forth and so forth. Now I'll post all the links after the video or whatever in the description when I get done, so you guys can read for yourself if you want to. That having been said, this isn't the first time a conversation like this has happened in our forums, more specifically ASC, where we freely over the years been able to talk about servers and whatnot without any issue at all. At least I have. I probably participated in quite a dozen conversations on that topic only. Be it whether it was ARK or any other game forum, that I've played on. Not a big deal, right? Or rather, it shouldn't be. However, Steam does have a rule, and I'm gonna post it up here for you guys to check out. So, commercial content not permitted, right? So basically, you're not allowed to advertise. Now, I think most people would use common sense and know what an advertisement is versus what an advertisement absolutely is not. However, that does not seem to be the case when it comes to people having server discussions and whatnot on Steam. Uh, Apparently, here lately, ever since ASA and maybe even slightly a little before, it's starting to become a thing that where if you even reference anything about the server that you specifically use, which I personally have done several times in the past, you can turn around and either get a warning or a ban for it. Now, and a shout out to Hermit and Ret Sam One. They're the ones that actually brought this up in the thread. So thank you guys for that. Appreciate the heads up. So when I first saw it, it wasn't that I didn't believe it, but I didn't believe it. I'm like, nah. So, and I've almost actually changed my post. I almost edited it, and then I was like, before I knew it, your button showed up, and I was like, ooh, dang! I want to push the button. It's red and shiny. I want to find out for myself. And I even did a follow-up post that, okay, well, this is going to be the last time that I actually give up any, kind of advice on this. You know, Figured, okay, fair enough. If a mod reads it, you know, they'll keep it moving. I mean, it's like, all right, you got the message, last time, no big deal. It's not what happened. So when I push the button, I got this. So I have actually confirmed, which is kind of what I wanted to do. I have actually confirmed that when you push the button, that's what happens. So you are all very welcome. I have saved you guys the trouble. Um, and all of this stems from me making a thread or making a comment or whatever about G Portal, the server hosting provider who has customer service that doesn't suck ass. In fact, G Portal actually has responded to me almost instantly. I think my longest wait period was 20 minutes. So remember, people, G Portal, the server hosting provider of champions. That having been said, like I always do, I appeal any bans or whatever that I have. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it does not. So this was let me see if I can find it here. Make sure I'm clicking the right thing. No, that's not what we want yet. This was the ban reason. So I'm gonna put this up here. I'm gonna pop it up here for you guys to check out. You're welcome to read it over. So as you can see, I gave an opinion because everything that I've heard about Nitrito, if I'm saying them correctly, they have the worst customer support. Most everybody I know that's used them generally has about at least a good week wait time or whatever before they actually hear back from their customer service rep or whoever the support rep is. And I'm like, oh man, that's crap, you know? So like, why would you want to pay them money? Not to mention the prices are kind of up there, and obviously everybody's not happy with this deal. I've heard ARK players say that the official servers actually got worse when they took over the host. And now with the whole ASA thing, if you go over there to their forum, that's all you ever see is people complaining about Nitrado this, Nitrado that. I mean, so you can't help but to walk away and be like, damn, that's like, that company sounds like it's really crap. Like, why would you want to go there? You know? And obviously, the guy who was posting, I wouldn't have responded if it wasn't for the fact that he seemed to be having a really bad experience, you know, with them. Now I've been late on paying my server bill or whatever with G Portal, and you get about like a 3 day grace period with them if I'm not mistaken. So that was another reason. Although I did not mention it in that post, that was another reason why I turned around and referenced it was because if he needs to be like a couple days behind, then he should be good to go. Uh, he might even be able to contact tech support or customer support and even get an extension if you know if you need longer than the 3 days. But they do give you a little bit of a grace period. I mean, they give you 3 days, you know, past whatever you know the thing you know time's up on. So you get kind of a grace period before they wipe your entire server. You know, it's not a super long one, but you do get one. So there is that. And so I sit there and put a let me go on and take this down. So I sat there and I put in a ticket. I appealed it or whatever, and I told them, I'm like, look, you know, people have been talking about, you know, hosting providers on this platform for a very long time or whatever. Obviously, what I said does not classify as an advertisement. You know, I was not advertising. I was in a discussion about servers, whether it's singular or plural, it doesn't matter. You know, and what is ridiculous about this is that the ARK forums themselves actually have a server, or what you call it, a advertising and server section. So let's pull this rule right back up. Let me remove that out the way. Take my button down here. So I asked them, and it was a fair question. So I asked if I were to turn around. I mean, you know, because if you're gonna say me sitting there referencing who I use is considered advertising, then by your logic and sticking with it, that means anybody who has ever posted or had a conversation about servers, what server providers they use, you know, how to do this, how to do that, would be considered advertising. So I told him, I'm like, man, you guys got a lot of bands to catch up on, don't you? I mean, because that's like nearly over half of the Steam platform. I mean, if we're going to go with that logic, you know, so it did not make no sense. I even told him, you know, even up to and including Snell Games has broken this rule. If we're gonna play the because you mentioned it in a thread game, you're advertising. I'm like, you know, that's a lot of people. That is a lot of people. So this was my response from them. This was my final response. I will share this. This was the last response right before they closed the ticket. So what I found amusing about this response is the guy goes, I do understand that can be frustrating, but we encourage you to report this content rather than engaging in similar behavior. And gives me a link to the reporting content and behavior on Steam. So hold up, let's process this. So you're telling me that if somebody really wanted to be a buttholio, they could sit there, go to the server and advertising section of the forums, or any part of the forums where it's been discussed, and go right down a list and start reporting every single solitary person, and you got that blanket Steam rule or whatever, that says, hey, you shouldn't advertise. I, I mean, I'm sitting there like, you know what kind of Pandora's box you just opened right there? You know, so that didn't make any sense. I'm like, that's the advice you give me is to go report other players. Not that we used our common sense or whatever and go, okay, the guy's clearly not advertising or whatever. And it all boils down to I dropped a link. Like you couldn't just Google the shit in the first place. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. So yeah, that is the situation with that, guys. And let me know what your thoughts are. On a side note, I am going to ask you guys a question about something here. If I can get it pulled up. For you ASA players out there, what are your thoughts about this? The snot looking devil Krampus dude. I'm like, Krampus, really? You go with the horror movie guy or whatever that likes to suck snot, and what, suck little children's brains through their nose and their ears? This is the dude you go with? This is what you celebrate a Christian holiday with? That was your choice? So yeah, I'm kind of like wondering, like, all right, and I get it, everybody's not Christian, and that's all well and good, but Christmas by definition is a Christian holiday that everybody likes to celebrate because you get free presents, and who doesn't want free presents, right? But I can't help but to think like this is some underlying mockage action going on. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking this one. You guys let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below over any of this. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Take care, stay safe, like and subscribe. Have a good one, everybody.